It is your family this week with Precious Caleb, and today we are looking at marriage and might. Marriage and might. We have noticed that there are so many cases of marriages breaking down, having issues, some saying that they can no longer live together. And it's beginning to give me concern, and I think it's giving some other people concern, especially those that have regard for relationships, for homes, for marriages. It's becoming a big concern to all of us. And I try to prayerfully look into what could be the reasons. You see, while growing up, we were taught, I'm sure your society or your parents also taught you some things that you need to do to get married, to enjoy marriage, to have good, marriage and things like that. They told you. Some of us observed those things, some of us did not observe them. But I've realized that, as the scripture has it, the race is not for the swift. The race is not for the swift. I have carefully observed so many marriages, the ones that are still there, the ones that collapsed, the ones that, although they have not fully scattered, but they are just like, for the sake of the people that look up to us, for the sake of the years we have put in the investment, let's just stay like that. Maybe for the sake of the children, so that let's just stay like that. I realize that there is one major factor that is the problem. That is the factor of marriage by might. Marriage is not really 50% physical, 50% spiritual. Like some of us, we are taught while we were growing up. We go to seminars, they will tell us, see, marriage is 50% spiritual, 50% physical. My dear, I've been married for more than 2 decades, and I can tell you, with my experience in marriage, with the exposures I've had, both in marriage ministry and issues of relationships, homes, marriages, and things I see around me, even on social media, I've come to realize that truly, marriage is not 50% spiritual, 50% carnal. No. The truth is this: marriage is spiritual. Someone say, no, I don't believe you, I don't believe you. Believe me, because I'm trying to say the unsaid truth on the right platform. I told you that I'll be coming from a different angle, a new angle, an angle that some may not like, but that is where I have seen the truth. Marriage is spiritual. Marriage is spiritual. It is controlled by the spiritual. Marriage is spiritual, but the manifestation is in the physical. From the beginning, marriage was instituted by God. And that God is spirit, and they that worship him, worship him in spirit and in truth. That means if it has to be of God, it has to be spiritual. When I talk about marriage being spiritual, I'm not talking about marriage being religious. No. Spiritual is that which is above human, that which is above the control of the mortals. When we are talking about spiritual, we are talking about that level that man does not have full control of. Okay, let me bring it this way. There are some things we believe that people, that their marriages are working, are into. I'll give you just 5 things. They say that those that their marriages are working, or that if you want your marriage to work, or you want to get married, that you should consider your physical appearance. You know, it is believed that for your marriage to work, or for somebody to marry you, for somebody to propose to you, or somebody to agree to marry you, if you're a man, that there is this aspect of you that will be considered, and that is your physical appearance. The way you look, the way you walk, the way you dress, the way you talk, the things that man can see with eyes. Yes, to an extent. And society has taught us that we should give consideration to those things. The way we dress. For you to marry good husband, you need to dress well. Eh? For you to get a good wife, you should know how you dress. So they say that we should look at our physical being, physical appearance, the way we carry ourselves, the way we dress. Yes, we were told those things. And I'm sure that some of us are still telling our children those things. And from time to time, when we sit with our friends, we discuss it. This my tummy is coming out. So I need to look good for my wife. For my wife does not like men that have protruding tummy. So I just need to start doing gym. I need to start doing exercise so that my tummy will go back. And some ladies, they do all they can to keep fit so that their stomach will go back. They will remain slim. They will have big balls. They will have, proportionate buttocks and things like that. That is an aspect that society has presented to us as one of the ways that marriages can work. Yes. We have been told to dress well. Like me now, if I'm not yet married and I'm talking to you now and, I'm not wearing these things are all showing. You say, this one is not good marriage material. Oh. Because the society has taught us to believe that the workability of marriage depends relatively, on the way our physical is. So how can you marry this one that is tiny like this? She cannot produce. And this boy that has legs like this, when there is a fight in the compound, can he fight and defend you? People judge based on what they see. And when it comes to choice of marriage, they also look at the physical and they judge the physical. And so many people are killing themselves by installment because they want to maintain their physical, the way they look. They say, no, if I don't watch my weight, if I don't do this and do that, my husband will start looking outside. If my skin is not glowing, if I don't shave very well, if I don't have good haircut, my wife will not like it. My wife likes those that have good haircut. No, there is this hairstyle that I'm going to, when I go to barber shop today, I'm going to, come home with that style so that and they believe that those physical things are the things that actually control the way our marriages will turn out. Excuse me, I don't blame you. I'm not against you if you believe that, because me too, as I was growing up, I was told all those things. And we keep telling people, we are not ruling it out. But I want to bring you to a level that is different from what we have all believed. So one angle is the angle of the physical. The way we look, the way we dress, the way we talk, the way we package ourselves. The things that man can see. That is what we have believed before now. That is one of the major things that can determine whether marriage will work or not. We used to do 7 steps to happy married life, 7 steps to being happy in marriage, 21 things to do so that your husband will keep loving you. We have done, my dear, that we have done these things. That we have preached these things. That we have written on these things. We have read all these things. But theory and practical, they are not the same. If you're a researcher, there are sometimes you arrive at something, you say that this is the expected outcome. But this is actually what is obtainable in the real life. The next thing that we have heard is that those that their marriages will work or those that their marriages will not work should, be the ones that, to an extent, they are financially relevant. That means the physical, the finance, both can influence the success of marriage. We're told that, we believe that somehow, and we're brought up believing that, yes, that you just have to, have a way of looking this way, having money, and some people decided to be doing 1,001 jobs so that they can have enough money to get married, have enough money to take care of their wife, to take care of their children, so that the marriage will work. Yes, I know some men that they hardly sleep at night. They hardly go home early because they will do this, they will do that, they will do this, they will do that, because they want to have enough money to buy good clothes for their wives, to make sure there is enough food, to take care of the in-laws and things like that, because that man wants his marriage to work. I also know some ladies that are doing so many things they can do in order to be contributing financially to the marriage, to the home. Yes, so because society has it that finance plays significant role in the success of marriage. Yes. Okay. I also know that some believe that marriage can succeed when we apply religion to it. Yes, so some people, they believe that some people that their marriage is worked, that those people are religious people. Yes, that those people are religious people. Those people that they can engage in some religious activities, maybe going to church, going to place of worship, observing some rules and observing some laws and all the stuff. So, and it is not bad. We are still advocating for that. Yes, there are some areas that religion, can help marriages to work. Yes, we believe that. We believe that. Okay. We also know that there is this one we call character. Character. That character determines how successful marriage can be. That is why growing up, our parents will always tell us, when you see somebody, greet somebody very well, especially elders. You see an elderly person carrying something, you go and assist. You should behave well. You don't stay out late in the night. It's not right for people to be seeing you in the night, walking around, going from one person's house to the other. Character. They will tell us, don't talk to somebody like this. Don't talk like this. When you are outside, don't yawn. You just, we're being packaged, because it's believed that our character will determine how marriage will work out. I believe so too. Yes. Another thing that is playing significant role in marriages these days is this thing we call ethnicity. There are some that believe that if you want your marriage to work, please don't marry a girl from this side. Don't marry a man from this side. If this man is from this tribe or even from this area, please don't marry him. If the lady is from this side, this part of the world, don't marry him. So, because they believe that any lady from there cannot make good wife. Any man from this side cannot make a good husband. So, if you bring somebody from this part of the world or from this tribe, that marriage will not work. That is what people are selling in the society, and many are buying. Many are buying this thing. And some of us, we are beginning to, play along, believing that it's ethnicity that will influence the outcome of our choices of marriage partners. But I want to ask you questions right now, if you wouldn't mind. Please let me ask you. Today in your family this week with Precious Caleb, we are looking at marriage and might. Might is that aspect of human input toward the success of marriage, where humans believe that their effort, their input, their understanding, their contribution, their beliefs, their knowledge of marriage or whatever are the things that will make marriage to work, or are the things that will make marriage not to work. Oh, good and fine. We are not ruling your mind out. But we are trying to tell you right now that these things are good, but we have come to realize that that they are no longer the things that control the success or the failure of marriage. I hope I'm not offending you. You see, look around you. Just look around you. Let's be a bit practical now. Are there people you know that physically they look good, but their marriages are not working? No, just check. Is there any lady you know that physically she is beautiful, she's attractive, she looks elegant, she's intelligent, she's presentable, she has class, she's well behaved, she's decent, she has good dress sense? In fact, she is qualified to be called an epitome of good marriage material. Is there anybody like that you know of? Please, if they are 10, let me ask you, all of them, are their marriages working? Are all of them enjoying their marriages? No, just let's be realistic here now. Okay, we know that there are some we know that behave well. Aye, some that can, they will see a rich man, they will see a poor man, they say, oh, I'm not going for money, oh, I'm going for love. And they will go and marry a poor man and be managing and be chewing palm kernel with the man, you know? Is that really what is making that marriage to work? Is he really making the marriage to work? No, let's be real here. Throw away what you have gathered before. Let's be more realistic here. Let's just think outside the box and be a bit objective, because we want to bring solution to this whole thing. It pains me when I see people that others should look up to and their marriages are collapsing. Their marriages are collapsing. And in fact, the cases in their marriages are becoming almost like nobody can solve them. There are some that I will talk and talk and talk and talk. I won't know what to say again. This partner will accept to calm down. The other partner will accept. All of a sudden, the next day, this partner remembers what he or she did not say. And, like that. So I now want us to be a bit, let's get real a little, okay? Are there some that you know that have good behavior, good character, that their marriages are not working? No, just check. Are there some you know too that are exposed, they are educated, they are enlightened, they know way? Yeah, they can find their level. In fact, when they come to a place, they fit in. They can't be ignored. They can't come to a place and you act as if you don't know them. They are good. Everybody would like to be around them, but their marriages are not working. Do you have people like that? Now, do you have those that are from okay, let's say it this way, that you believe that people from this ethnic group, if you marry from these people, that the marriage will last. Now, is there anybody you know that is from that particular tribe you believe that marrying somebody from that tribe will work? Is there anybody you know from that tribe that is married whose marriage is having problem? Is there anybody? Okay, fine. Then how about that lady or that young man or that man who is financially stable, capable? That is, in fact, if you talk about finance, you just remember that person. Do you have anybody like that whose marriage is not working? Oh, you have. All right. Now you have seen that finance, ethnicity, religion, our exposures, the physical, are not necessarily the things that make marriage to work. If we focus on these things, we are only engaging might when it comes to marriage. But like we said earlier on, marriage was instituted by God. The origin of marriage is God. And if it's God, it has to be spiritual because God is spirit. Now, I know that there are some people that don't have money, but are enjoying their marriages. I hope you know. There are some people in the neighborhood you can tag poor. They don't have enough, they don't have money, they don't have vehicles, they are squatting in one corner, they don't have enough money. In fact, some of them, they can't even feed well, they don't dress well. Some of them can't even afford school fees or things like that. But you see them all over themselves. They are just 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. They are married. What exactly is the secret? There are some people that they are not looking fine in the eyes of the society. They are not short, they are not tall, they are not slim, they are not fat, they are not presentable, they don't know how to dress. All those things, they don't know those things, they don't fit in. But they got married. Those that are married, they are enjoying their marriage, and you just wonder what exactly is going on. There are some too that they don't have good character. I'll tell you, I have some of them around me. The women, the way they talk, you wonder how their husbands survive. Some men, the way they behave, you wonder if truly they are married. But you know what? In their badness, in their bad character and their nonsensical behavior, you don't get close to their marriages. Anything you have to do with them, please do that outside. Don't dare tamper with this one they call marriage. They cannot manage you trying to come to the affairs of their marriage. They are there. So you have seen that having money, not having money, dressing well, not dressing well, being educated or not, coming from a particular tribe or not, and all these things we have mentioned, plus other ones we have not mentioned, are not really the determining factors to successful marriages. Now, if you look into the society, you notice that some of the descriptions I've made here fit into some people you know of. But their marriages are not working. Their marriages, some of them, their marriages have crashed. Some of them, they are only trying to cover face and just stay till when they cannot bear it anymore. Okay? Now, I tried, and in my own little way, prayerfully, I gathered that marriage is controlled by the spirit, I tell you. The spirit must not be the spirit of God. There are some, there are people that will tell you, if you know hold God, hold Satan. Hey, when it comes to marriage, two sides must come before you to choose one. There are some around you, as you are dressing well for your husband, as you are struggling to provide food for your family, as you are doing 1,001 things to make sure that your family is in order, there are somebody very close to you that is traveling to different nocturnal places, making some spiritual efforts to scatter your marriage. There are some people around you that you have not offended them. You did not tell them waka. You did not tell them God punish you. You did not pour them water. You did not pass them without greeting them. But for the fact that you're getting married, for the fact that you're married at all, is nightmare to them, and they don't want to live with that nightmare. So some of them are ready to do anything, and knowing that God will not support them to scatter your marriage, they engage in another spiritual exercise in the evil side to make sure that your marriage collapses. You don't know. Do you know those that swore for your mother, that swore against your father and said that the daughters will never get married? That any of his daughters or any of our daughters that eventually got married will not know peace, cannot stay. Do you know the family you married into? Some people, when they are getting married, they think they are just marrying the man they saw they love, or the lady they saw they love. Oh, I love her. She loves me. Oh, no, we just go and build our world. Excuse me. You are not building that world in a physical world. There is a spiritual angle to you building that world. Because as you are trying to build that world physically, some determinations are being made in the realm of the spirit. How can you explain the fact that somebody that is in love with the wife or the husband, somebody that everybody is looking up to, will suddenly get up one day and without any explanation walk out of that marriage? Are you telling me that it's because of childbirth? No. I know some that they produce male and female children. Still, the marriage did not work. You tell me that it's because this person is educated. No, it is not. I've been able to explore all these areas, and I've gathered that there is none of these areas that is void of shattered marriages, that is void of marriage that is working. That means it is not purely physical. It is rather spiritual. When you are, getting married, when you are, maybe you say that, oh, I have good people around me. Thank God for you. I have a very good foundation. Good. I'm married into a well-treated family. Oh, good and fine. But there are some things you cannot know in the physical. It is only in the spiritual realm that you will understand that. There are some that will stay on their own. They can't tell what their wives have done. They can't tell what their husbands have done. But they just feel like getting out of that marriage. And you ask them tomorrow what happened. They will tell you, I don't know. But I just felt like leaving the marriage. There are some that will just stay. They just look at their wife. They get angry. Did your wife abuse you? No. Did your wife pour what on you? No. Did you no? But they just don't feel like. And is your wife getting fatter? No. Is your wife being too skinny? No. Is your husband misbehaving? No. I just don't feel like being in the marriage. We told you that the Bible says in the latter days, many shall be forbidden to marry. So you staying in marriage, you remaining marriage, you having marriage that is working, is an insult to your enemies, especially the devil. And anything that your enemy can do to scatter your marriage, to bring your marriage down, your enemy will do that. I tell some people, when you know where you're coming from or where you are battling with, you can't just walk into marriage and be thinking that it is just for you to dress well in the morning, hug your husband, kiss your wife like this, dress well, be rehearsing what you're watching in movies, and just be doing like that, carry briefcase, climb down from staircase and say, oh, honey, is my breakfast ready? Say, oh, darling, is ready. All those things, they are scripts that people are acting. And it will be wrong for you to think that is how marriage works. Let me tell you, marriage works on our knees. Oh, hi, abalabos. Marriage works in the realm of the spirit. It is the spiritual that controls the physical. If you are careless with the spiritual relevance, in the issue of your marriage, another person that understands the operationalities of the spiritual will bring your marriage down. Yes. Some people can sleep in a graveyard for 5 days in order to scatter your marriage. And we are telling you that you should sit up physically. You think we are wasting time, that we are analog people. Oh yes, we might be analog, but we are in the digital age. And we have seen the digital marriages, and we can compare the digital and the analog ones. If you cannot, now somebody will tell me, how about those people that cannot pray? How about those people that they can, let me tell you, those people you think that cannot pray. Some of them, if they are not going to God, they are going to the other side because they understood earlier on that this is a battle. The Bible said that children of this world seem to be wiser than children of light. Some do not understand this. Their own is just, hey, you like me, I like you, I love you, I'll marry you, marry me, piam. They go to registry, they go do traditional marriage, they go for church wedding, piam, and they believe that you are not acting. Marriage is reality. And it is a battlefield where you subdue your enemies and eat. That is when you can lie down in the green pastures. You cannot be lying down in green pastures. You cannot see a table set before you and not know that your enemies are there. Enemies are there. Maybe enemies of your parents, or enemies of somebody that is related to you, or somebody that released some words against the man that married you or the lady you married. There are some things you cannot see in the physical, but we are telling you to accept that marriage is controlled in the spirit. There are people that can go to native doctors. There are some people that parade juju and they are making boast of it. There are some that will just see you, they get angry that eventually you're getting married, that one lady has accepted to marry you. And you think we are joking? You want me to come and say, 7 things to do so that your marriage will last? We have been saying, yes, people are benefiting from that. But benefiting from those steps will last when you engage the spiritual side of the whole thing. When you see some of us that have stayed decades in marriage, you think that we just wake up like this and smile from left to right, go out and come out. No, some of us, we have had our battles. My dear, somebody like me, if there was a time I would just stay, I would be hearing voice telling me, get up, pack your things and go. This man does not deserve you. Pack your things and go. I was not quarreling with him. I was not having issues with him. But something will be telling me, get up and go. Get up and go. You don't know that there are battles surrounding marriages. When I kept on hearing that, I knew. And as I was growing in faith, in understanding of what marriage is, I put my knees on ground and I decided to fight. Some of you stay like this. You just get angry. You don't love your wife anymore. You don't want to stay with your husband anymore. And you think it's because of his dressing. You think it's because of the way she looks. That since she gave birth to 2 children, she cannot control her weight again. It is not true. That is not a problem. I'm telling you. Because if you look around, you see those that their wives are just like shapeless and they are all over them. They have been married for more than 20 years. And it's like they're just getting married now. Somebody is handling the matter in the realm of the spirit. Some of us, our parents are praying for us. Some of us, our friends, our members, our pastors, our spiritual leaders, our prayer partners are praying for us. We are praying for some people because we have come to understand the spiritual angle and relevance of the spiritual things in marriage. You say, how about these unbelievers that their marriages are working? Forget, there are some people that are paying price for them. There are some that their mothers have entered covenants that their marriages will work. So those people, when their marriages are working, they can't even tell. Some they married stubborn wives. Some they married lazy husbands. Some, I know one that the husband will drink and fall inside gutter. They will call her. She will go there, pull the husband from the gutter, clean him up, put inside the car, and carry the husband home. They have been married for more than 30 years. The man is there. He has not changed, but the woman is not concerned about the whole thing. She's enjoying her marriage, and the man loves her. She too, she has issues with the man, but something strong is holding them. What exactly is holding your marriage as you're looking at me now? You think it's because you can do makeup? You think your marriage is working because you can speak good English? You think your marriage is working because you know how to dress well, because you have enough money, because you're having connections, because your picture is everywhere, because people are celebrating you. You think that is why your marriage is working? No, your marriage is working because there is something spiritual about your marriage. I tell you that the marriage is scattered. There is spiritual battle that was not well coordinated, that did not favor the couple. A particular marriage is scattered. There is something deep about it. Because somebody cannot get up one day, look at other people and say, no, I will not marry these ladies. Is this one that I will marry? Or this lady will say, all these men, I will not marry you. Is this one that I will marry? And they will print cards, they will make noise, they will disturb everybody, they will put jingles, they will do all the stuff. And after 2 years, 3 years, some 6 months, few months, after 10 years, they will get up and say they are not marrying again. It is not normal. Don't tell me that it's because the lady started adding weight. Don't tell me that the lady's character. No. There are some people that their characters are worse than that lady's character, but that marriage is still working. Can't you see that there is that angle that the humans cannot handle, controlled and influenced by the spirits? Now, would you mind committing your marriage to God? Would you mind realizing that everybody around you is not interested in your marriage working? Don't tell me that it's because you made mistakes. There is no mistake you made that others have not made. And there are some people that made worse mistakes that their marriages are still working. Yes. Okay, you don't know God. Do you know Satan now? Let me ask you. Because if you don't know God, you should know Satan. You should know Satan now. Yes. But just that when you know Satan, Satan does not give free gifts. That is good. So for your marriage to work, there is this need for God to become a major factor, the leading factor in your marriage. Even if you're not born again. Even if you're not born again. Why not get close to God? You tell me I've been fasting, I've been praying. No, you have not. You have not reached, you have not come to that level. You have not come to that level where you know that you have engaged the spiritual battle necessary for your marriage to work. When you see some of us, when we talk tough, we are not talking in empty mouth. No, we talk. We talk because, no. We are not ajibos. Lalabo shata. No. We are not ajibo. We have been through fire. We have been through floods. And we can tell you that the physical is controlled by the spiritual. I cannot understand why some will just think that marriage is just wear good clothes, go to somebody's house, make sure you collect feeding money, and make sure you buy pomo, buy shaki, buy tozo, buy this one, mix 7 classes of meat plus different types of fish and put together and cook sumptuous meal. Do you know that if marriage is controlled by food, those that run big restaurants, they will have plenty husbands or plenty wives. You say, oh, it's because I'm not doing well in the other room. If it's a matter of the other room, the commercial workers will be having plenty. No. There are some that at their level now, they cannot even feature in the other room. But they are enjoying what God has given to them as marriage. What am I trying to say? Go to the spiritual. Get violent in the realm of the spirit and tell whatever that is fighting your marriage that thing cannot have your marriage. We can't be sentimental when it comes to our marriage, because even God told Adam, dress it and keep it. As you are dressing your marriage, you're supposed to keep it. Keeping it is guarding it. Guarding it against invaders. Guarding it against offenders. Guarding it against intruders. Guarding it against destroyers of marriage. There are some that they are going about destroying marriages. There are some that want to destroy some people's marriage, not because they want to take over the marriages. No, they just want the marriage to scatter because they are anti-marriage. They don't want to see any marriage working. They want pastors' marriage to scatter. They want members' marriage to scatter. They want their colleagues' marriage because to scatter. They want their neighbor's marriage to scatter. They want their friend's marriage to scatter. They want their siblings' marriage to scatter. There are some people that they are excited when they hear that somebody's marriage has gone down. They are there and they are close to you. They are on the social media. They are watching you. They are looking at you from time to time. They are watching the pictures you're posting about you, your wife, your husband, your children. They are taking note of all those things. And they are planning on what to do. Some of them are close to you. Some of them, they eat from the same plate with you. Some of them are even the ones you confide in when you're having marital problem. They are the ones that want to bring your marriage down. Some of them are out there. They are thinking of how to come close. And you think it's all about painting your nails? You think it's all about wearing good shoes? You think it's all about speaking phone? You think it's all about being on social media all the time, knowing what's happening? I would like to beg you today, I would like to challenge you to please go back to the realm of the spirit and control your marriage. Yes, as you are dressing your marriage, you should guard it. You should keep it. You should defend it. You should protect it. You should enforce preservation. Because ab initio, you did not plan for the marriage to scatter. So if along the line something starts happening, you should understand that the Bible said that the enemy has done this. And the enemy can be caught. The enemy can be stopped. The enemy can be tamed. The enemy can be thrown into extinction. But if you think it's all about speaking grammar, like now, Mama, can you imagine? My Precious came and said that marriage is spiritual. It's spiritual, manifesting the physical. No, it's not. My dear, look at me from head to toe. Let me tell you this about myself. If you're thinking about being fine, I am fine. If you're thinking about being educated, I'm educated. If you're thinking about having small coins in my hand, by the grace of God, I can buy granules from my own pocket. What again? If it's to speak English, I can speak small. But I'm telling you that these are not the things holding my marriage. The things holding my marriage are the things under this my knees. That I can sit like this and for hours stay like this. Likotoko poko, nikatu praketa peya, regedegede. Wherever my husband is, God defend him. God protect him. God preserve him. God keep him alive. That is it. Father, whatever I am doing, help me to be a good wife. In my mistakes, may my husband forgive my mistakes. I pray such prayers. I catch my husband from time to time on his knees, praying for his wife, praying for his marriage, praying and calling my name. Oh God, help my wife. Anything I'm doing that is offending my wife, help me to stop. Help my wife to continue. People pray for their marriages and their marriages are working. And you think that your own is to speak phonetics. You think your own is to dress well. You think your own is just to know what is happening globally, to be happening. I tell you, there are some people around you that you know that can dress well, that look good, they have money, they're educated, but their marriages have collapsed. And I don't want your marriage to be like that. And I want to pray for you. I want to pray for you. As you're listening to me right now, I pray for you that your marriage will not collapse. May God intervene in any marriage issue you're having now, whether from your wife, whether from your husband, whether from your in-laws, whether from your friends, from your relatives, whether from your neighbors, whether from your colleagues, whether from people that don't even know you well, whether from people that are carrying news about you. May God step in and defend your marriage. May God bring you to a level where you know that spiritual area is more important than the physical. May God help you to begin to value the grace of God in the sustainability of every marriage. May God bring you to that level, and may God fight your battles. May God fight your battles. May God fight your battles. May God empower you to intercede for your marriage. May God empower you to pray for your wife, to pray for your husband. May God empower you and give you the grace to fight to defend your marriage. Somebody opened up one day and told my husband, man of God, there is this race, so there is race to take your wife from you, and I'm among those that want to take your wife. My husband laughed and thought it was a joke, but we went to God in prayer. We started praying, and we saw that the person meant it. I want you to know there are some people that want to scatter, and some will not even hide it. Some may be bold to tell you, some may be keeping it to themselves. But I want you to know that you need to get up and fight. Fight on your knees. You don't know those that are traveling for you. You don't know those that stand at the junction. Forget about their dressing. We have been into counseling. I've been into marriage ministry for years. So I can tell you that what I hear at counseling table, sometimes I just need to gather myself so that I will not embarrass my clients. People do so many things to scatter people's marriages. How about people that have been sending gifts to you? Should I tell you, sometimes people send gifts to me, and because I didn't feel like opening them, after hours of prayers or doing other things, I'll come to open them. I'll see maggots inside goods, inside gifts sent to me, fresh gifts, even edible things. How about sometimes they will send, mama, you're fasting, we'll bring you, use this and break your fast, use this. And after, I am not the eating type. After, when I open the banana, I see blood spots inside the banana. There are things that are happening. And those people giving you those things, those people close to you, those people that are doing those things, there are still people close to you. And when we want to tell you this, you think that get up and pray. I tell you, let answers to your prayers meet you on your knees praying. Let your wife wake up in the night and see you on your knees groaning and saying, God, preserve my marriage. Let what shattered my parents' marriage not shatter my own. Let what happened to my great-grandparents' marriage not be repeated in my own. If my parents' marriage succeeded, how about my great-grandparents' marriage? Whatever that transpired that was not favorable in their marriages, may such not be seen in my own. Would you do that? He said you will not do that. When you see people that their marriages are collapsing, you say, that is their portion, it's not my portion. It is not my portion, it's not by mouth. People are doing spiritual things to have physical manifestations. And I charge you today, go to the spiritual. I say, go to the spiritual. Get up and carry your husband's clothes. Anoint your husband. Anoint your husband's clothes. Get up in the night and carry your wife's materials, carry your wife's clothes, pray over them. Hey, take whatever that joins you and your wife or your husband, hold on to it and be kabashing. You will soon realize that there are so many things that prayers others made for you are working out for your marriage. And if other people's prayers for your marriage are working, how much more your own prayers for yourself in your marriage? Would you rather pray? Would you rather go to God in prayer? Others are going to Satan. Others are visiting witch doctors, and some are not even hiding it. People now come and advertise it. People come out and advertise it. And you just be there and be speaking la 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 la. You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. How? Get up and pray. Pray and pray for your marriage. There is war going on. Yes, there is war going on, and we cannot do as if we don't know it's going on. Pray for your wife. Pray for your husband. Pray for your family. Pray for your children. So that those that don't want your marriage to work will wait forever and not see your marriage scatter. Pray and pray till answers to your prayers will meet you at your place of prayer. Encourage your husband to pray. Encourage your wife to pray. And you see what God will do. Now, apart from the prayer for those that are going into marriage and for those that are already married, I want to talk to those that are not yet married. You cannot get it right in marriage if you're not prepared. If you are not prepared for marriage, you just go there and just snap pictures, post on social media, run around, make noise, and after you start hearing stories. You just need to prepare. Apart from physical preparation, financial preparation, social preparation, economic preparation, all the preparations, you see the spiritual preparation for marriage, you cannot ignore it and be safe. No. The spiritual preparation for marriage, you must look into it because it's getting clearer to us by day. That is no longer a joke. If you cannot pray for your marriage, if you cannot pray in your marriage, if you cannot pray about your marriage, you have turned your marriage to a prey. That is an object, a victim, a toy in the hands of your enemies. And I pray for you that God will strengthen you, that God will help you, that God will teach you how to prepare for your marriage, that God will put in you hunger to pray and the grace to battle in place of prayer for your marriage, because your marriage matters, your marriage counts, your marriage is significant, your marriage is a determining factor in the affairs of God's kingdom. And I know that you will not fail God, and I pray that you will not fail him, because your marriage will work in the name of Jesus. Don't forget, Precious Caleb is my name, and today in your family this week, Precious Caleb, we just treated marriage and might, and we're saying that if it is based on the things we consider humanly, we are following it by might, and by might, that is by strength, shall no man prevail, even in marriage. But when we engage divinity and the matters of humanity, in the matters of our marriage, then God will personally come in and passionately handle our marriage affairs. The Lord bless you. The Lord keep you. Till next Sunday, 5 p.m., when I'll come your way for another talk. Don't forget that it's my desire that your relationship will work, your marriage will be blissful, and your home will be peaceful. And I pray that the grace of God will abound ever and evermore on you and on your marriage. In the name of Jesus. God bless you. God bless you.